Imagine lying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, and asking yourself the one question nobody can answer. What really happens after we die? Is there something waiting on the other side, or do we just disappear? Do we wake up somewhere else, or do we keep existing just out of sight? Most people spend their entire lives wondering. What happens when one man decides that wondering isn't enough? He doesn't wish for immortality. He doesn't wish to cheat death. He doesn't wish to come back from it. He makes a simpler wish to see life after death. And the magical ring listens. Seeing the afterlife doesn't answer the question everyone asks. It changes the way he lives before he ever gets there. Because once you see what comes after, you can't unsee it. On a quiet night, he's lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying the same thoughts that visit him after every funeral, every close call that made his heart stop for just a second, every headline that reminds him how fragile life really is. It all led to one desperate wish. What happens when life stops? Not tomorrow, not decades from now, just when it ends. The room is dark, silent. The magical ring senses a forming. Then something small rolls across the floor. It's the magical ring emerges from the shadows and stops beside his bed. He barely notices it, exhales slowly and whispers, almost afraid of saying it out loud. I wish I could see what happens after death. The ring glows once and vanishes. Then the world changes. But seeing the afterlife while still alive, that comes with a price nobody warns you about. At first, nothing looks different. Then he blinks, and his vision splits in two. One eye still sees the living world, the other sees something layered on top of it. It's just shadows, faint outlines of people walking through walls, people standing where no one should be. In the corner of his bedroom, at the empty chair across the table, in the hallway outside his apartment. They move slowly, quietly, not monsters, not demons, just people. The dead are everywhere, not appearing, not arriving. They've been there the whole time. The grocery store, the subway, his own apartment. Millions of them moving through space like they're still part of the world, but invisible to everyone except him. They always have been there, and now he can see them. And they aren't looking at him. Just not yet. He blinks hard, pinches his cheeks. Nothing changes. The dead are all around him, and they've been there the whole time. He steps outside. The street looks normal. Cars passing, people walking, traffic lights blinking. But the dead are also there. A woman standing on the sidewalk, staring at a building that no longer exists. A man sitting on a bench that was replaced years ago. At the grocery store, the aisles are crowded twice over. Living shoppers pushing carts. The dead standing beside them, silent, unseen. He grips the handle of a freezer door and feels his hands shake. This is real. His hands won't stop shaking. This is what he asked for, isn't it? To see what happens after death. Well, now he's seeing it whether he wants to or not. About 1 in 5 people who are clinically dead and revived say they were aware of what happened while they were gone. They talk about bright lights, tunnels, or seeing family members who died before them. They remember voices, details they shouldn't know. Doctors call them near-death experiences. Scientists think it's just the brain doing unusual things as it tries to protect itself. No one agrees on what causes them, but he isn't remembering death. He's seeing something different. Not memories from almost dying, but actual beings. Awake and definitely still here. He's watching it, and not everything he sees is terrifying. Not everything he sees is frightening. He sees something beautiful. At a hospital, he watches a grandmother sitting beside her adult daughter, gently stroking her hair. The daughter can't feel it, but the intention is there. Pure love with nowhere to go. At a park, a young boy takes a basketball shot, looks up at the sky and whispers, That one was for you, Dad." Behind him, his father smiles. In a cemetery, the dead aren't lying in the ground. They walk among the headstones, read names, stand quietly beside people who came to visit. Some of them even talk to each other. Death, he realizes, doesn't always mean leaving or a goodbye. Sometimes it means staying close. For 3 days, this feels like a gift. His own grandmother died when he was 12. Now he finds her in his mother's kitchen, standing exactly where she used to bake cookies every Sunday. She's been there the whole time, watching. He wants to tell his mother. He doesn't. Some truths comfort only the person who sees them. Then he notices the others who aren't at peace. A woman stands in the middle of a busy intersection, screaming. Cars pass straight through her. She's been trying to warn drivers about the same blind turn for years. No one hears her. The accidents keep happening. At a hospital, a man in a gown wanders the halls, searching for his room. He died during surgery 3 years ago. He doesn't know it yet. Every night he walks the same path. Every morning he ends up right where he started. Not everyone moves on. Some stay because they loved too deeply. Some stay because they're confused. Some stay because they never finished something. And now he has to see it all. And the human brain was never built for this. Sleep stops working for him. Even when he closes his eyes, the images don't stop. The human brain filters reality for a reason. It receives millions of bits of information every second, but consciously processes only a tiny fraction. Now his brain is processing 2 realities at once, the living world and the dead one, layered, competing. Psychologists who study grief say that seeing the dead in dreams or feeling their presence can bring comfort to people who are mourning. But these aren't occasional dreams or fleeting feelings. The gift provided by the magical ring doesn't turn off. There's no switch, no way to unsee what the wish revealed. He stops going outside. Crowded places become unbearable. The subway becomes a nightmare. Decades of people stacked in the same space, from different centuries, overlapping without touching. His friends think he's having a breakdown. Maybe he is. How do you explain that you can't go to restaurants anymore because there are too many ghosts sitting at the tables? How do you tell someone you can't visit them because their dead relatives are standing in every room of their house? Then something happens that changes everything. One night, he watches an old man walking his dog. The man clutches his chest and collapses, and then something steps out of the body. The spirit looks down, confused. Then it looks up, straight at him. "You can see me," the old man whispers. For the first time, the dead acknowledge him, and he understands the danger. He runs fast for 6 blocks before his lungs give out. Seeing death means death can see you too. He has stopped leaving his apartment entirely. Food gets delivered. Bills get paid online. Life continues, but barely. He sits in his living room, surrounded by the dead. Some he recognizes now. The woman who lived here before him. The construction worker who fell from the building across the street. They don't bother him anymore. He doesn't bother them. They exist in parallel, sharing space but never truly connecting. Then he realizes something that makes his blood turn cold. He's stopped aging in photos. His reflection in the mirror looks slightly off, like he's seeing himself through water. His hand passes through solid objects sometimes when he's not paying attention. The wish ring didn't just let him see the afterlife. It started pulling him into it. You can't observe death forever without becoming part of what you're watching. The line between living and dead gets thinner every day, and he's standing right on it, 1 foot on each side. Knowing what happens after death doesn't bring peace. It brings weight. The weight of seeing everyone who couldn't move on, everyone stuck in their pain, everyone waiting for something that might never come. 3 months have passed. And that's when he finally understands what death really is. Different cultures have different ideas about what happens when we die. Ancient Egyptians believed a person's soul would go on a magical journey passing tests before reaching a beautiful paradise. Christians describe heaven and hell, places where souls go forever based on the choices people made while they were alive. But the afterlife isn't one place. It's different for everyone depending on what they believed. Some people exist in peace, some relive memories, some slowly fade as if they've finished what they came for. Death isn't a reward, it isn't a punishment. It's a continuation, a mirror of whatever someone carried when they were alive. He stepped outside. He sees grandfathers at peace, and soldiers still fighting wars that ended generations ago. Some of the dead are exactly where they want to be. Others are trapped in their worst moments, reliving them endlessly. That's the terrifying part. You don't know which version you'll get until it's too late to change it. Love stays. Regret lingers. Fear loops. Peace lets go. And knowing this, he changes how he lives. He stops postponing conversations, stops saving apologies for later, stops treating time like it's unlimited. He watches the living more than the dead now. Because he understands something most people never will. Life isn't preparation for death. Life is the part that actually matters. And that was the part he never expected to learn. He wished to see life after death. And he did. But the greatest thing he learned wasn't about what comes after. It was about what shouldn't be wasted before. Some truths aren't meant to scare us. They're meant to wake us up. Would you wish for it? Somewhere else, the magical ring senses another wish forming. It rolls out of the shadows and stops at a table. Receipts, bills, credit cards, all stacked neatly. A man whispers, "I wish money didn't exist." The ring glows once and disappears. And in the world, prices vanish, but so do jobs.